Alright, what is going on, everybody? This is KJ, and I am here with my TBA Season 3 Week 7 team builder. We're facing Bobby. Bobby is currently 4-2 with a +2 differential. He's also the reigning champ, and he also got second place in TBA Season 1. So, incredibly good coach. One of, I would say, I mean, probably preseason favorite to win it all, quote unquote. He did get number one in the power rankings, although take those with a grain of salt because I got number two in the power rankings and we're not doing all that hot. But that's beside the point. Um, just looking at his team really quick, we got Latias, Conkeldurr, Incineroar, Cloyster, Miltank, Sandslash, Mega Mawile, Decidueye, Selgor, Thunderous Therian, and Skuntank. So looking at this team, the first thing that I noticed was that he has brought Latias, Conk, Incineroar, Cloyster, Mawile, and a Selgor, and Thunderous. So those seven mons he has brought to at least 4 games. So right away I'm thinking, okay, those he's definitely favors those mons, but not gonna we're gonna prep for everything regardless. Like, not gonna get caught off guard with some weird like Sandslash set or some weird Skuntank set. Like, gonna prep for everything and just hope for the best. So, looking at that, first one we got here is actually the Specs Politoed. Surf in the rain with Specs actually OHKOs a good amount of his team. And unless he's running like some crazy bulk specifically to live that. But I don't know. It should be interesting. Let's leave it at that. But yeah, we got Ice Beam and Focus Blast for the things that Surf doesn't OHKO. So Miltank, Latias, and Decidueye. Didn't couldn't really think of a fourth move, and so I just kind of slapped Toxic on there. I had Scald on there at one point, but I don't think there's any situation where I'm going to be clicking Scald instead of Surf. So yeah, just kind of go from there. So next one we got is actually our best Cloyster check. So Porygon 2, and with this Porygon 2, we're living a Drain Punch from Guts Boosted Conk and Psychic. I believe if we get the download boost, it does OHKO. So there's that. This also lives a Icicle Crash, or not Icicle Crash, Icicle Spear. The 5-hit Icicle Spear from Cloyster. So that is absolutely huge, and that is, I believe, when it's buffed, that also, like, when it has the Shell Smash buff, it also, let me just confirm. Yeah, Porygon 2, and this is assuming that I still have the Eviolite as well. Yeah, so at +1, like, he's not even doing at +1. Even if he's adamant, he's not even doing half, and we're OHKOing with Thunderbolt. So, yeah, I mean, this is kind of our dedicated Cloyster check, and I mean, if it needs to, it can also kind of take care of some of the other mons. I mean, it has Ice Beam coverage for a Decidueye Latias. It also has the Psychic coverage for the Conk. So yeah, and then obviously Recover as the last move just to maintain longevity. Yeah, so I think Porygon here is a very, very good bring. And I just kind of walls a lot of things. Need to make sure I keep the Eviolite intact. Need to make sure not switching it in on kind of like stupid damage or a knockoff or anything like that. So if we can do that, have a good shot. Yeah, in the mocks that I played, late game Porygon 2 was actually like the hero. So we'll see what happens. All right, so next we got the Nasty Plot Togekiss. So last week we were in Nasty Plot Crobat, and that put in a lot of work. This week we're running Nasty Plot Togekiss, Air Slash, Ancient Power, Flamethrower, Nasty Plot. The Life Orb actually pushes things over the edge. And like in terms of the damage, so it just pushes a lot of the rolls into my favor or makes them like Okos. So yeah, Togekiss definitely has a solid matchup here, and it's also one of the Latias counters that I have on the team. Which, in looking at his team, Latias did give me a bit of trouble. I do kind of expect it to come, but we'll see what happens. So the next one we got is the Crocodile. So this Crocodile set is kind of crazy. Rock and Intimidate, Stealth Rocks. So if we can get rocks up, that's pretty nice, especially for some of the sweepers in the back. Knockoff, Earthquake, Rock Slide, all hit his team pretty well. Knockoff, start taking items, it'd be great. And so the defensive investment, we're always EV'd to live Icicle Spear into Ice Shard from non-Shell Smash boosted Cloyster. Also, with the Roselli Berry, we're living a Play Rough from Mega Maw. So the collection of all of those things, like, obviously can't happen at the same time in the game, because then we'll be in a situation where Crook has taken too much damage and won't actually be able to live all those things. But it can function as either or. And yeah, I mean, I think ideally, if Crook takes a Play Rough, then if it's at full HP, then I can sort of threaten with an Earthquake, so that's good. Alright, so let's jump into the fifth mon. We got the DD Como. So again, EQ hits a lot of his team. I think he had like 4 or 5 Earthquake weaknesses. Dragon Claw for the Latias, and Dragon Claw for the Latias, and for some of the other things that resist or are immune to ground or fighting. So like, I think the Dragon Claw hits Decidueye pretty well, so that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, pretty much by default we're outspeeding Jolly base 70s, which is something that is important because he has Cloyster. If I can get the Como to +1, then Earthquake +1 Earthquake kills Mega Mawile, and also +1 Earthquake or +1 Drain Punch Oko's Cloyster. So just generally speaking, kind of where things are. And last but not least, we got the Assault Vest Togedemaru. So originally, and this was originally last week when I was playing Clay, I wanted to run Scarf, Endeavor, Sturdy, Togedemaru with like U-Turn, Nuzzle, and Ironhead. And I didn't end up doing that just because like there were a handful of other things that kind of got in the way of it. And so this week I was going to run Focus Sash, and after the mocks that I did kind of realize, like, oh, I don't have any way to get rid of Hazard, so this thing is just gonna die. So yeah, I like basically Hazards would just pop the Sturdy, and or the Focus Sash. So what I ended up deciding, shout out to Nintago for this, because when we were mocking, he was like, huh, you don't really have a great Latias switch in, and so decided on Togedemaru. So going Lightning Rod Assault Vest and enough speed to outspeed the uh, Skunk Tank, which is base 84. So, yeah, enough speed to outspeed that, and then dumping everything else into HP and special defense, and just kind of trying to tank hits. I mean, the big thing about Togedemaru is it comes in and it just clicks Nuzzle. Uh, and assuming Sandslash, if he doesn't bring Sandslash or Thunder T, then Nuzzle is free, which is nice. Or free, kind of. Conkeldurr, still kind of a problem, but again, figure that out. But yeah, I think that's the team where we're playing sometime Saturday morning. So um, I will be back with the game. Thanks for watching. All right, so we got the Week 7 matchup against Bobby. Looking at his team, he brought the 3 scariest mons on his team: Mega Mawile, Conkeldurr, and Cloyster. Kind of expected that. The Aselgor is a little bit of a surprise, but I mean, it makes sense. There's a lot of, I mean, it outspeeds everything, and there's a lot of potential opportunity to like click Final Gambit or even set up T-Spikes. I mean, T-Spikes are fairly free, so as we saw last week, so it happens. But yeah, he also brought the Miltank, which was a little surprising, but again, I think just the sheer bulk and its ability to click Stealth Rocks is something that provides value here. And Incineroar for a pivot, as well as just the fact that it does hit a good amount of the team pretty hard. So let's get into this. So my thought process was mostly, I'm going to lead Crook, I'm going to get rocks up, and probably sack Crook, and then hopefully get some chip or something on something. But we'll see what happens. I had Porygon to deal with the Cloyster, so him leading Cloyster here was fine. We get our rocks up, which is perfect, because if he's not Defog on Conk or Rapid Spin on Cloyster, then we're in a good spot. So he goes for Spikes, which was a little surprising, and then afterwards I click the knockoff, or which was not surprising, sorry. And then afterwards I click the knockoff, which takes away the Sash, and then he clicks Icicle Spear, which he then realizes that we are bulky enough to take that after the Intimidate. Unfortunately, I missed the Rock Slide there. That's fine. And then he gets a second layer of Spikes up, which, again, wasn't too bad, especially because we aren't really caring too much about the chip damage on a lot of the things here. So we get some more damage off, and we sack Crook, but this gives us a free switch into Togekiss to click Ancient Power, and honestly, anything that comes in just kind of, anything comes in other than Miltank just kind of dies. So, and I think he didn't want to give free setup, which is why he stayed in with Cloyster, and he was okay with sacking it, but we're happy about that. Togekiss gets a kill, and now we can kind of not have to worry about Cloyster and save Porygon for Mawile. So he comes into Miltank, the obvious switch is Como, and he actually Thunder Wave, which I was not expecting. That caught me off guard, not gonna lie. I expected Toxic, but I don't know. But even still, Miltank is something we can just set up on. He's gonna get rocks up here, but it can't really do too much to us, especially with this supportive set. I'm imagining that his last 2 moves are Milk Drink and Seismic Toss, so I just set up here, and we have the Drain Punch, so that's good. Unfortunately, we do get fully parried here, so a couple more fully parries and we are going to be in a bad spot, but maybe eventually I'll learn and bring Lumberry Como. Who knows? But fortunately, the Drain Punch does connect, so we do Oko the Miltank, get our HP back, so that's good. And now I'm curious as to what he's going to come in with, because I think even paralyzed at +1, I still outspeed everything. So he comes into a Selgor, and honestly, he clicks Final Gambit, which I'm actually okay with. At this point, sort of Togekiss and Politoed outspeed everything, and Porygon can live a hit from all of these mons. So I'm just gonna go into Politoed and click buttons here. I mean, Politoed, if he's not faster, which I expected one of these mons to be heavily speed creeping Politoed, so, and he does reveal that that mon is Incineroar, and so like that's totally fine, especially because the other two have priority, so it makes sense that it would be Incineroar. But Incineroar was one of the biggest threats to Togekiss. So we get the Togekiss. We clear up endgame for Togekiss now by getting rid of Incineroar. So we just, at this point, let Politoed go down to a Sucker Punch, I believe, because, yeah. So let Politoed go down. There's no reason to keep it around, because now Porygon comes in and pressures with Thunderbolt because we get the download boost. So it pressures with a Thunderbolt. It also pressures with a Psychic on the Conkeldurr. So the Para is unfortunate, and it does kind of matter, which I didn't particularly love, but he knocks off the Eviolite, and so I was expecting him to switch, and I almost clicked Psychic, but I felt as though Thunderbolt was the safest play because Psychic didn't kill Mawile. And I was surprised he didn't have Mach Punch there. I think he might have, but he said he thought I would recover. So, and he does get fully parried, and Porygon picks up the Thunderbolt kill. So 2 kills for Porygon this week, which was great. And we moved to 2-5, which, funny enough, our playoff hopes are still intact. It's crazy to think after losing 5 straight games that we can still potentially make the playoffs, but I mean, it's possible. It's not likely, but it's possible. So we need one of these teams that has 4 wins to lose out, and we've got to win out and hope for a better differential. The unfortunate thing is that there are a lot of good coaches with these 4-2 records, so, or these records with 4 wins, I should say, because some of them are 4-2 because they haven't played this week yet, and some of them are 4-3. But yeah, just gotta hope for the best. Stay positive and continue to try to win. Next week we got Grum. Grum is having a rough season, but he's an incredible coach, so it's going to be fun. We talked about this before the season started, and we were very excited because we haven't played each other. But yeah, that's going to be fun. And I think, I mean, again, GG to Bobby. This was a great game. His team is incredibly scary, and I'm glad that I went of a more offensive route here, but because I think that was sort of what shifted things in my favor. If he had Mach Punch on the Conk and clicked it, Togekiss does come in, and at that point, Togekiss takes care of the Mawile and the Conk. So it would have been a situation where he would have saved the differential, but it is what it is. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Please, if you like the content, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I will be back next week with our week 8 matchup against Grum. All right, thanks.